afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday. It's Pet Question Day.
That's right. Later this hour, we'll be taking your calls for veterinarian Dr. Carrie Donahue. Mark and I will let you know when it's time to call in.
But first, here's what's making news on this Thursday. With more than 1 million Ukrainians fleeing their country, the United States imposes more sanctions against the invading Russia.
Still no end to threats at a Madison high school. We'll tell you what Madison police are saying about the motive of who is making them.
And we now know who the big cheese is. The announcement of the world champion is coming up. But first, let's take a look outside. A little reminder, it's still March.
Yes.
Chilly out today, but
muddy?
Yes, it's mud season, that's for sure. Warming back up, and Austin's in the backyard to tell us just how warm it's going to get.
Yeah, you guys really had to struggle to find some snow still on the ground somewhere, I'm sure, too, because there's really not much left behind me right now. 31 degrees, even though our temperatures stayed below freezing for most of today. Some sunshine that peeked through still helped to melt a little bit more snow. But with our temperatures at 31 degrees, it still does feel pretty decent outside, especially when that bit of sunshine is peeking through. Doppler track also showing some of those snow showers down around Waterloo. Not going to affect us. Maybe bringing a light flurry here for some of our southwestern friends, but that's really about it here for the rest of today. Temperatures at 31 here in Madison, Janesville at 34 degrees, and right now Mineral Point also at about 34 degrees. So a lot of consistency in those low 30s. Wind speeds really light as of right now, only about 5 miles per hour or less for most of us. And that evening planner looking pretty good there, staying in the 20s all the way through 10 p.m. Most of tonight also going to stay in those 20s, but we have 60s in the forecast. We also have some potential for strong thunderstorms in the forecast, so do make sure you stay tuned with that. I'll have all the details in the latest, and also a look at your extended forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Austin, we'll check back in just a little bit. Thank you. The Biden administration is ordering new sanctions against Russian oligarchs and others in President Vladimir Putin's inner circle as Russian forces continue to pummel Ukraine.
This as support for Ukraine continues to build across the globe. This morning, hundreds of members of the Wisconsin Tibetan community here attended a prayer event at the Deer Park Buddhist Center in Oregon. While it coincided with their Lunar New Year celebration, they wanted to show their solidarity for the people of Ukraine, hoping for a return to a normal life for them.
What's happening in the Ukraine is sad, but as you may see, like the UN, whether European Union, whether U.S. government, they're doing their best, and I hope we come to the conclusion soon.
But heavy shelling by Russian forces continued today in several major cities in Ukraine.
Today, Russian President Vladimir Putin praised the actions of his soldiers despite international criticism over the targeting of highly populated residential areas.
Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill, where lawmakers are considering President Biden's request for billions of dollars in additional aid for Ukraine.
During televised comments, Russia's President Vladimir Putin said operations in Ukraine were going according to plan. Russian forces have taken its first major city, Kherson. They've also surrounded Mariupol, while heavy strikes continue in target Kharkiv and just outside the capital, Kyiv.
The use of weapons with wide area effects in populated urban areas risk being inherently indiscriminate.
The United Nations Human Rights Council says more than 1 million people have fled Ukraine in the week since the invasion began, and 1 million more are displaced internally. After a second round of peace talks between Russian and Ukrainian negotiators in Belarus, both sides said they'd reached an agreement to create safe civilian evacuation corridors. President Biden discussed the situation in Ukraine with the leaders of Australia, India, and Japan before meeting with his cabinet.
We're going to continue to support Ukrainian people with direct assistance.
The Biden administration has asked Congress to approve $10 billion in new funding for military and humanitarian aid in Ukraine, and they want it approved next week.
Our interest is in maintaining the strongest unified economic impact campaign.
The Biden administration has announced new sanctions on Russian oligarchs and their families, which include prohibiting travel to the U.S. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers announced they will introduce a bill to ban Russian oil imports to the U.S., but the White House has pushed back, saying that it could raise prices at the gas pump.
Hundreds of women are giving birth in hospital basements and bomb shelters as Russia's attack on Ukraine rages on. Explosions across the country are forcing infants and their mothers into makeshift bomb shelters and hospitals. Alina Shinker is expecting her first child and was admitted to a medical center in Kyiv just days before the Russian invasion.
Of course, it's terrible what is happening. We are living in real hell. I could never imagine that something like that can happen in 21st century.
Amid barricaded windows and thick concrete walls, hospital staff are coping with the basics while expectant mothers go through labor with the added trauma of conflict. While many new moms are still adjusting to life under siege, there's no stronger symbol of hope than this little face.
Boy, that's for sure. Madison school officials say at least 2 more threats were called into Madison Memorial High School today, the 4th day this week. Police have investigated threats there. School district spokesperson Tim Lamont says the 2 threats came from the same caller. Officials have indicated they believe there may be copycats involved, and the person responsible for the threats is seeking media attention. As such, News 3 Now will not report further threats unless there is a disruption in the school day. In an interview with News 3 Now just before police were notified of the threat, Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes said his department believes the threats this week may be coming from one person.
We believe that there may be a single source of these, and so we have a team of detectives who are working on it from the investigative standpoint, and then from the boots on the ground perspective, we have officers who are doing extra patrols in the area looking for suspicious persons or anything of that nature, just in case something happens before we get that actual call.
Police weren't sure of who the person may be, but they are looking into a lead.
Not guilty. That's the verdict of a jury in the trial of a former Louisville, Kentucky police officer who fired shots during the 2020 drug raid that ended in the death of Breonna Taylor. Brett Hankinson was not charged with Taylor's death. He faced charges of wanton endangerment for firing shots that ripped into a neighboring apartment where a man, woman, and child were living. Hankinson fired 10 shots near a side door during the raid, but none hit Taylor. Breonna Taylor was a 26-year-old black woman who worked as an emergency medical tech. She was setting down for bed when Louisville officers with a narcotics warrant kicked in their door. They drew fire from Taylor's boyfriend, who said he thought an intruder was breaking in. 2 officers at the door returned fire, killing Taylor. Neither officer was charged in her death.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill today held a hearing to shine a light on the neglected epidemic of missing women and girls of color in this country. Advocates testified today about disproportionate numbers of women and girls of color who go missing in the U.S. each year. Akia Eggleston is one of them. She was last seen in 2017 when she was 8 months pregnant. An arrest was recently made in her case, but her father, Sean Wilkinson, told lawmakers that he struggled for years to get attention from both law enforcement and the media.
There is not a day that goes by without conversation on the subject of our daughter, unborn grandson's ongoing case. We struggle with not knowing what happened to them. Where are they? Why they can't be found?
The Black and Missing Foundation says people of color make up nearly 40% of the missing population, yet they receive only 7% of national media coverage. They're calling on more federal and state resources to address the problem.
16 years after Brendan Dassey was arrested in the death of Teresa Hallback, the attorneys who represented Dassey's uncle are asking Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers to commute his sentence. Evers has granted more pardons than any other governor in Wisconsin history, but has not granted clemency in any case during his term. Dassey petitioned the governor for a pardon in 2019, which Evers rejected because he did not meet the requirements for a pardon, specifically that a sentence needs to be completed and that registered sex offenders cannot be pardoned. State Representative Gordon Hintz says he will not seek re-election to the state assembly this year. Hintz, a Democrat representing the city of Oshkosh, was first elected to the Wisconsin State Assembly in 2006. In January, Representative Hintz concluded his tenure as the Wisconsin State Assembly Minority Leader, a role he'd been elected by his colleagues to serve since the fall of 2017. Well, after nearly 3,000 entries, the Wisconsin Cheesemakers Association has narrowed that list down to 20.
The big cheese at the 2022 World Championships was announced this afternoon, and the winner is...
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Our 2022 World Champion cheese is Gourmino Le Gruyere AOP, made by Michael Speaker of Berg Kaiserei Fritzenhaus of Bern, Switzerland, a 3-time world champion.
3 times.
Congratulations. The second runner-up was an Erzherzog Johann from Austria, and the first runner-up was an Appenzeller Mild Würzig from Switzerland as well. 7 of the 20 finalists were from Wisconsin, but didn't make it, unfortunately, into the top. 7 out of 300 entries, however, is a pretty good showing from America's Dairyland. Those Swiss are hard to beat when it comes to cheese.
And you got those words down.
Yeah.
You live there, sir.
I did live there. Yeah, that's right. Congratulations to them. And our Wisconsin cheeses did well.
3,000. I wrote 300 as entries. There's 3,000 entries.
Oh, okay.
So that's my mistake.
Okay.
Very good. I mean, they have 7 finalists. Well, still to come at 4, a new clinic has opened in Dane County that could help save lives.
When we come back, it's a clinic that offers ketamine treatment to help people deal with depression. We'll tell you all about it when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists and has helped over 1 million people. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
My dad told me he's back into old hobbies, but it looks like he's picked up new habits for his type 2 diabetes, too.
Once weekly Trulicity is proven to help lower A1C, and it can help you lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner with access to financial advice, tools, and a personalized plan that helps you build a future for those you love. Vanguard. Become an owner.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows. Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
From Scott the Window Guy at AHT Wisconsin Window.
I'm Scott the Window Guy from AHT Wisconsin Windows. Our solid core composite frame triple pane window is the most energy efficient window made for Wisconsin, no matter what the season. Get free installation on any door or window purchase at scottthewindowguy.com.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. When it comes to saving money, the Marshalls are masterful. But back in the day, that was not the case. Today, savings is what drives them. That's why they chose Consumer Cellular.
You live and learn.
They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. Plus, AARP members get exclusive discounts. Switch today and get $25.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Well, man's best friend has someone looking out for him, a very special young boy.
A 12-year-old in Ohio has raised more than $500,000 to buy vests for police dogs.
Bradley Blackburn reports from New York.
Meet Ranger, a 2-year-old canine officer who's protecting the residents of Sacramento, California. And now meet the kid who's helping to protect him.
Hi, this is Brady from Brady's Canine Fund.
Brady Snikovsky's mission started when he was just 9 years old. Now 12, the 6th grader is still raising funds to buy bulletproof vests for police dogs and spreading the word on social media.
I'm selling the ornaments to buy a ballistic vest for police canines that don't have one.
Ballistic vests help shield dogs' vital organs, but each one costs $1,200 or more, an expense that's out of reach for many police departments. So Brady's Canine Fund has raised the money to send vests to 546 working dogs in 37 states.
I donate canine vests because I want to protect the canines.
Brady says it means just as much to a dog's handler.
It just snaps in right here on the side.
It's true for Officer Arian Turman, who saw his partner Ranger stabbed in November as they pursued a suspect.
He has my back, I have his. I do anything for him, and he would do anything for me, as he did that night.
Now Brady has outfitted Ranger and every other canine officer in Sacramento. Some of the hundreds of hardworking police dogs getting help from a remarkable young man. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Remarkable is the word.
That's for sure. Way to go, Brady. Brady is actually raising even more money for more bulletproof vests.
If you'd like to help, go to Brady'sCanineFund.com. Well, it was an up and down session on Wall Street, which ended down at the closing bell. The Dow Industrials lost 96 points, ending the day at 33,794. The NASDAQ dropped 214 points, or 1.5%. The S&P 500 fell 23. Some advice today from the experts at UW Health that could save your life if you think you're having a heart attack.
Yeah, their advice, call 911 right away. Dr. Gregory Tester from UW Health says too often people ignore the early warning signs of a heart attack, including sudden chest discomfort, shortness of breath, discomfort in the arms, back, neck, jaw, or stomach, cold sweats, nausea, or lightheadedness. Joe Morena of Blue Mounds was one of the people who was reluctant at first to call 911 when he felt those symptoms, but it ended up saving his life after he called for help.
First thing I did, I apologized, because I'm sure I was faking this thing. I have a pretty low threshold of pain, as my family knows, and but I guess it wasn't. I mean, when the paramedics said, "I'm not going to lie to you, you're having a heart attack," then I knew things were a little bit more serious.
We know that if we can get to people within 3 hours of the onset of their symptoms, that people do much, much better, both in the short and long term, if we're able to open up the artery in that fashion. And even every half an hour delay can increase people's risks of having bad things happen in these scenarios.
Morena survived what was a serious heart attack, and after a few weeks after surgery, he was back out snowshoeing. At the time of his attack, doctors say he is lucky that he called early. Paramedics in Mount Horeb were able to field activate heart attack protocol, allowing preparations to begin at UW Hospital before he even arrived. And by the time he did, doctors had already seen test results, and they were prepped and waiting for him, allowing him to bypass the emergency room and go straight into a procedure where staff opened up his blocked artery. If he didn't call 911, doctors say there is a very good chance he would have died.
Wow. Well, could a drug stop suicidal thoughts or depression in hours? Sounds improbable.
Well, there is such a drug, and it's called ketamine. It is an anesthetic used since the 1970s, and it's now being used by some psychiatrists to treat certain patients with sometimes remarkable results.
One of the biggest hurdles in southern Wisconsin was accessibility to the treatment. Well, that has now changed. In a nondescript office building in Fitchburg lies hope for people with serious mental health problems.
So they come in here, we'll get a
Sarah Wilczewski is a certified registered nurse who administered anesthesia in operating rooms.
This is all it is this vial.
has opened the area's first ketamine clinic, Revival Fusion Madison. Patients need a referral from their psychiatrist to get the treatment.
I had to seek out mental health care for myself for the first time a few months back, and I was battling some PTSD symptoms, and I realized how difficult it really is to find a good provider and a provider that doesn't have a super long wait list.
Ketamine, used in operating rooms, is also widely known as a club drug, a date rape drug. But since 2017, doctors have been using it off-label to help people who are severely depressed, even suicidal. Dr. Stephen Garlow, a UW health psychiatrist, has treated hundreds of patients with ketamine.
Do we know why this works for depression?
That is the million-dollar question. There are any number of science groups, drug company groups who really want to know the answer to that. One thing that it does do is ketamine causes a release of something in the brain called brain-derived neurotrophic factor.
And it's widely thought that factor helps improve neuron connections in the brain.
Trying to understand how this works, why it works, and in who it works is an area of great interest right this minute.
It doesn't work for everyone, but when it does work, it works, and fast, sometimes within hours.
It worked for you.
It was a miracle drug.
Rob, who asked we not use his last name, is a patient of Dr. Garlow.
In 2008, I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder. And then in 2013, 9 years ago, I had a near fatal attempt of suicide after I lost my job, my health, and my marriage.
Rob tried a dozen different antidepressants. Some had bad side effects, others didn't work at all. He heard about ketamine and decided to look into it.
My doctor has told me I'm in remission from depression.
Really?
So, and that's unusual to go from rock bottom to no depression.
One of the biggest hurdles for Rob was finding treatment. At the time, only Dr. Garlow was administering ketamine. Now there are over 700 clinics nationwide, and now Revival Infusion is the first one in southern Wisconsin.
The research is really compelling, and it just became something that I really wanted to pursue. About the same time, my husband lost a cousin to suicide, and it was an awful experience, but it really just kind of confirmed my desire to help people in this different way.
The treatment involves 6 infusions the first 3 weeks, then, depending on the patient, maybe monthly. Keep in mind, it works to some degree for about 70% of patients. And it's not cheap, almost $500 a session, and not all insurance companies cover it. But if it saves a life, what price do you put on that?
It just gives me goosebumps, and it's so inspiring just to see these people improve in such a short amount of time.
It turned your life around.
Turned my life around. I have greater clarity. I have better energy. My relationships with people are better. All the things I was looking for and more.
I want to thank Rob for opening up to tell his story.
It's very brave. I was going to say that, yeah.
The Food and Drug Administration has just approved a new drug called esketamine, and it's almost the same treatment as a ketamine infusion. Here's the best news. It's a nasal spray, and it's covered by a lot of insurance plans.
Now, this is something your psychiatrist has to refer you to have.
You're not going to go to the Revival infusion place. You have to get a referral from a psychiatrist.
Okay. It is fascinating.
It is fascinating. They're still not sure why it works, but it does.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Great story, Mark.
Thank you. Coming up after Austin's forecast is the Traveler Throwback Thursday.
Speaking of good stories.
Changing gears.
We'll meet a dog from Monona that sings his heart out. Oh, I can't wait to see this. This is from 1985. We're going back in the archives when Live at 4 continues.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're CreditAssociates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-6947. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-6947.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Women are living longer than ever before with Kisqali when taken with an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant in postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
You wouldn't pour OJ this way. And you don't have to pour paint this way either. Try Dutch Boy Platinum Plus paint in the twist and pour container with a built-in spout. Easy to hold, open, and pour. Right now at Menards, get 11% off everything, including Dutch Boy paint.
Well, take a look at this. You can hear Emily laughing at her husband, Alan, as he demonstrates his genius one-handed peanut butter cracker hack. He's been doing this trick since he was a kid because his grandfather showed it to him years ago. He puts the knife in the peanut butter, puts one side on the cracker, so it sticks. He flips it over on the other cracker and puts the whole works in his mouth. Why do we think of this?
He is a genius. That is so funny.
Oh, man. I'm definitely doing that.
And he's happy. All right, try that tonight.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be my goal right there. And then enjoying some of this weather, too.
Yeah, it's going to warm up quite a bit.
Yeah, we have 60s in the forecast. Oh, man, but that day with the 60s, though, it's not going to be bright and sunny. I will say that. We have some rain on the way and potentially some strong to severe thunderstorms. I'll have details on that coming up later.
Family is just very important. She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, you know, I'm gonna be there.
KEYTRUDA and chemotherapy, been treating my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, KEYTRUDA and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. KEYTRUDA is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. KEYTRUDA may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment. If you have advanced non-squamous, non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene, KEYTRUDA helps your immune system fight cancer, but can also cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body. This can happen during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst, or urine, confusion or memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching, or flushing. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, had or plan to have a stem cell transplant, or have had radiation to your chest area or a nervous system condition.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. KEYTRUDA from Merck. Ask your doctor about KEYTRUDA.
This, allergy sufferers, is my favorite Zysol bedtime story. It's about the time when allergy symptoms ruined people's sleep and made them miserable all the next day. Oh, what relief they found taking Zysol at night. It worked while they slept, and they woke refreshed for more productive days ahead. Zysol provides powerful relief. Plus, it lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl, works faster than Claritin, and on first dose provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. So, be wise all, take Zysol. At night.
No matter what you do, who you are, or how much money you earn, when it comes to doing taxes, don't go it alone. Jackson Hewitt Tax Pros will make certain you don't miss out on a single deduction. Get the biggest refund you deserve at Jackson Hewitt.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And welcome back. Outside right now, we're still dealing with quite a bit of cloud cover, but some peaks of sunshine are making their way through, and some of the cloud cover as well just isn't that thick, so it still does feel quite nice to be out there. Lower 30s today. It is cooler than what we have seen as of late, but it is going to stay a little bit cooler for today. Then we're going to crank up these temperatures a little bit tomorrow, but really whenever we reach Saturday. Now, Saturday is also going to be a stormy Saturday ahead of us, but we're also tracking some snow chances afterwards. Temperatures are going to get a little bit more closer to normal here after we get through this Saturday and mainly just through the weekend. Doppler track, speaking of snow, still showing some of that just down to our south and southwest. This is not going to be affecting us here for today. Notice how it just barely creeps along that state line, and maybe our southwestern communities could pick up a flurry or a lighter snow shower, but we're not going to see any accumulation. We're looking pretty good to go here for the rest of today. Now, jumping to Saturday, we're actually tracking the potential for some stronger, maybe even severe thunderstorms here on Saturday. Now, in terms of timing, that would be later in the day, generally the afternoon and evening hours. But for right now, we have a marginal risk for severe weather right here in the Madison area. A little bit higher of a risk, what's called a slight risk, just down to our south and southwest. Now, this is going to change a little bit here over these next few days, so we are going to keep you posted with the latest. Right now, we need to know there is a chance to see a stronger storm and a small chance to see maybe even a briefly severe thunderstorm with this. But we're going to stay dry the rest of today. Temperatures cooling down to those lower 20s, but then by tomorrow afternoon, temps do return to the upper 30s and low 40s. So we'll be a little bit warmer for tomorrow. And then come Saturday, talk about warmth. In the morning hours, early overnight hours, a possibility of some rain showers, maybe a little bit of some light mix here for some of our northernmost communities, but we're going to start the day in those 40s. Then those temperatures really crank up afterwards, and we're going to see even some upper 50s and low 60s late in the day here on Saturday. That'll be right before our potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms. Now, once we see these lines moving through, that's going to be our greatest chance to see this. Right now, that risk is still pretty low, but it is on the table. So we're going to continue to track this as it does move through. Very back end of this, we might end up seeing a flurry or a lighter snow shower here, but we do also have a little bit of a better shot to actually see some snowfall accumulation, especially come Monday. Now, those high temperature trends really cooling down after we see Saturday. Monday's high 35, and then after that, we're going to stay in those lower 40s, which is still above average. Average high temperature for today, it's 37 degrees. Our extended forecast does show that thunderstorm chance for Saturday. Now, if we do start to see an increased threat for severe weather, we'll likely end up calling this an alert day. But for right now, we just have a marginal risk for severe weather. Not quite calling it an alert day right now, but do be aware we could still see one of those stronger thunderstorms developing late in the day on Saturday.
Unusual for this time of year.
Yeah, it is a little bit early to start seeing these stronger thunderstorms, but I mean, average temperature of 37 degrees, we're going to hit 60.
Yeah.
So
something's got to give.
But
right.
March is known for those wild swings, right?
That's exactly right. So, I mean, right afterwards, 2 days later, we're talking snowfall and a high of 35.
I know. All right, Austin, thank you.
Thanks, Austin.
It's time for our Traveler Throwback Thursday segment. Each week, we're opening up the old video vault to dust off one of my old traveler feature stories.
Yes, we have some gems, and today we're going back to 1985 to meet a very talented and very vocal miniature German Schnauzer named Jasper.
6 years ago, Harold and Marjorie Oman of Monona took an orphan miniature German Schnauzer into their home. Little did they know, they had a performer on their hands.
You're going to sing for Daddy. You'll sing, huh? I'll get your leash.
10-year-old Jasper Ullman is in big demand these days. Turns out he's kind of the Sinatra of the Schnauzer set.
We're going in to sing. We're going to sing. We're going to the Anderson Center. Come on.
Jasper has embarked on a new career, making the rounds of nursing homes and amateur talent shows.
I'm Helen, the director of the Anderson Senior Center, and we have some special entertainment for you today. We have the dog that is owned by Marge and Harold Ullman, and his name is Jasper, and he's going to sing for you today.
Jasper, sit. Jasper, sit. You sing now. Sing.
Now, if you can't place the tune, that's because Jasper only sings his own original compositions. Is he in pain?
We can't sing around the house, but he'll join in. He doesn't sing with the television or the radio, but just with a person singing.
Do, re, sing.
Never get to be too much? Is just Jasper be quiet?
Oh, yeah.
Sing. No doubt about it. Jasper knows how to work the crowd. He's gotten rave reviews wherever he performs. Yes, Jasper Ullman is a howling success. Traveling in Monona, I'm Mark Kane, WISC News 3.
Oh,
Jasper.
And look at you, how young you are in that story. That was a gem.
Time flies. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We'll do it again next Thursday.
Yes.
All right, coming up, the Wheel of Misfortune for one contestant.
And then coming up next hour at 5, the Madison police chief tells our Naomi Coles why he is pushing for a community-wide discussion. That's coming up at 5.
Big dental bills often come as a shock because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual. Is price inflation costing you way more now for food, shelter, and basic expenses? Is paying credit cards and high debt now getting harder? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Call Geraci Law to see about Chapter 7 or 13 to eliminate or consolidate as low as $275 a month. On your phone, from your home, or old school in person. $0 down to start. Hit the debt-free button. Click or call now.
This month, step into the kitchen of Madison Magazine Chef of the Year Ataru Nagano. Go behind the lens of Hall of Fame photographer Pete Souza and visit local groups helping adaptive athletes get in the game. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now.
Introducing the City Guide 2022 from the award-winning Madison Magazine with insider tips on where to eat, what to do, and places to see. Available for a limited time on area newsstands or online at madisonmagazine.com.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Tonight at 5, multiple phone threats called into Madison schools over the past 4 days. We speak with Police Chief Sean Barnes about where they are in the investigation.
Temperatures warming back up for the weekend, but it will come along with some shower and thunderstorm chances. We'll take a closer look at that timing for Saturday.
And then at 6, a local man followed his instincts and avoided a fatal heart attack. Tonight, how you can spot the warning signs, coming up at 6.
Giving the old weather satellite a spin, we end up in Chicago. It's 31 degrees there.
That's a beautiful city.
It really is. It's
right on the lake.
It's a toddling town.
Yeah, yes. 31 degrees, just like it is here.
Well, a Wheel of Fortune puzzle had contestants scratching their heads, or are they scratching their cap?
CNN's Jeannie Mose unravels this brain teaser.
The feathers flew on Wheel of Fortune, but where did they end up? Another feather in your what?
Another feather in your hat.
Feather in your hat was close, but things went downhill from there.
Another feather in your lap.
The other contestants weren't acing the puzzle either, and even when a P capped off the phrase, Laura Machado, a high school dean of students, blew it.
Another feather in your map?
A feather in your hat, your lap, your map? The most painful 2 minutes of Wheel of Fortune I've ever seen, tweeted one viewer. God help us all, commented actor Josh Gad, who voiced Olaf the Snowman in Frozen.
I've been impaled.
Previous Wheel of Fortune contestants have impaled themselves, deciphering Jolly Good Fellow as Jolly Goof Fellow. But this was a whole new level. Read one headline, Wheel of Fortune contestants spend 2 minutes reminding us America is in decline. Finally, the decline halted.
Another feather in your cap.
Yeah, there you go.
But give the show's host a feather in his cap for coming to the defense of his contestant. Pat Sajak pointed out Laura's first answer, feather in your hat, is how a lot of people say it. And if the feather isn't in your hat, where the heck can it be? It's true, even the old nursery rhyme is sometimes sung.
Stuck a feather in his hat.
This is one feather that sure tickled the internet. Jeannie Mose, CNN.
In your hat, lap, map?
New York.
I feel bad for her.
So do I.
Feather in your hat, that's an expression.
I guess it is.
They've had some winners on Wheel of Fortune lately.
I know.
Well, if you have a pet question, pick up the phone, call now.
The number to call is 608-270-9933. Dr. Carrie Donahue from Full Circle Holistic Veterinary Care. Hi, Carrie. There she is with Poppy.
Why does that happen? Every time we say Poppy.
Because Poppy is brilliant. She's a TV star.
We'll get to your calls right after this.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. It's the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. Entrust your heart to Entresto.
As a Wisconsin parent, I've heard many different things about COVID-19 and its risks for kids. But as a Wisconsin pediatrician, I've also learned the facts. Children can get seriously ill from COVID-19. They can experience long COVID symptoms too. Don't risk it. The COVID-19 vaccine for children 5 and up is the most effective way to keep kids safe and in school. Ask your child's doctor what they think.
Rising
prices have hit us all pretty hard, especially utility bills. Here's how USA Insulation can help. When we wrap your home in our foam, it keeps your expensive warm air from leaking out, just like an insulated coffee mug. And with our low monthly payment plans, you can use your energy savings to help pay for it. Imagine a more comfortable home that saves you money. Call now and get a $500 discount on whole home insulation.
USA Insulation.
Deep in credit card debt? Did you know Credit Associates can help you reduce that debt? It's not nearly as complicated as you think. Let me show you what I mean. First, there's the total amount of credit card debt you owe. Whoa! We can reduce that by almost half. Second, how about those decades you'll be in debt? We reduced that down to as little as 24 to 36 months, giving you up to 20 debt-free years back. Lastly, how about the endless hours of stress and anxiety from being in debt? We can help reduce that too. It's easy to get started. Call now to see how Credit Associates can reduce your debt and save you thousands. The information is free and there's no risk to call. 1-800-949-3849. Call Credit Associates now to start living better, debt-free. 1-800-949-3849.
And welcome back. Taking a look at traffic right now. We're moving along quite nicely. Lots of green on this map behind me. Our normal slowdowns along the Beltline, especially between around Fish-Hatchery Road and Seminole Highway. But it does look like that's usually the spot's a little bit slow here right now. Other than your normal areas as well, things are looking quite nice in Madison. Taking a jump down to our south and southeast. 51 moving quite nicely. Pretty much everything is moving quite nicely. Janesville, lots more green. No reported incidents as of right now. And if that does change, we'll keep you posted. But for right now, it's a pretty good time to get out on those roadways if you need to.
All right, Austin, thank you. It's a heroic display of a parent's protective love taking center stage at a rodeo in Belton, Texas. Almost immediately being thrown off a bucking bull, 18-year-old Cody Hooks was visibly dazed from his fall. That's when his father, Landis, can be seen throwing himself on his son, shielding him from the massive still-thrashing animal. A true hero.
Oh, wow, it's definitely.
Yeah, I hope everybody's okay. All right, it's time to get your pet questions answered live.
If you have a question for Dr. Carrie Donahue, the number to call is 608-270-9933. Hi, Carrie.
Hello, hi.
Carrie and Poppy, 270-608. Got to remember the 608.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're calling right now and you forget the 608, you might be having trouble getting through. But we have a lot of lines open, so it's a good day to call if you have a pet question.
And this is Adopt a Pet Week?
Yes. Well, I guess it's National Pet Adoption Week. So I think it's just kind of a week that they have set to bring awareness to animals that need to find homes and also to the shelters and rescues and foster homes that are out there.
And you actually adopted Poppy.
I did. Poppy is actually a foster failure. So I fostered Poppy along with her 5 siblings and her mom. She came up from Houston, Texas when she was about 2 weeks old through a local rescue called Lola's Lucky Day, and they're wonderful. And about once a week, they bring these transport vans of dogs and cats from around the Houston, Texas area to Madison, and they find homes for all these animals. So that's where Poppy's a Texas dog.
So are there certain things you should look for when you're thinking of adopting a foster or fostering a dog?
Oh, well, fostering a dog, yeah. And, you know, one of the things that I didn't quite realize when I took in a litter of puppies when they were so young is how much work it is. It's so much work, and you really have to kind of have your house set up, make sure that if you have other animals in the household that they will all get along. And it's just kind of, you know, knowing what your lifestyle is like and knowing what the other animals in your house, what their kind of personalities are like, if it's all going to work, and you just kind of don't know until you try it sometimes.
You got to try it. All right, let's go to the calls. We'll start with Denise from Beloit. Hi, Denise. What's your question?
Yes, we have a dog, and she has a skin tag growing on her front leg. We have had her to the vet, and he just told us it was a skin tag. But in the last year, it has grown considerably larger. I'm just wondering, should we have that removed or just let it go?
Yeah, I know that's always the question with things like skin tags and even like little warts or those lipomas, which are kind of like those fatty cysts that it happens to dogs as they get older. And usually with the skin tags, I often recommend just leaving them alone unless they are bothering the dog or unless they're growing quickly, which it sounds like in your case, it might be growing quickly. So probably the best thing to do before it gets much bigger and maybe does start to become a problem is to have it surgically removed. The nice thing with the skin tags is they're very superficial, so the surgery is not a very invasive surgery. It's pretty quick to get those taken off, but it might be something worth thinking about doing for your dog.
Okay. All right, let's go to Jim in Broadhead. Hi, Jim. What's your question?
We have 3 lab puppies, and they are they are in the process of eating their own poop.
Oh. Wow.
And we've been using this Nature Vet brand, but it does not seem to be doing too much good. It's just curious to your thoughts on that one.
You know what? I just didn't hear the question. Could you?
They have 3 puppies they're eating their own poop.
Oh, yeah. And that's, something that puppies just kind of tend to do is they're exploring the world and everything like that. And that can be a tough thing to get them to stop doing. Probably the best thing to do is just really keep on top of it and try to clean that up as fast as you can so they're not exposed to it. And with puppies, there's a lot of production, so you really do have to keep on top of it. But it is something that puppies tend to do, and oftentimes they do grow out of it. So hopefully it won't be a long-term thing that you'll be dealing with.
Okay. All right, let's go to Cherry in Portage. Hi, Cherry. What's your question?
Hi. I have a 28-pound Maine Coon that is taking his paw and throwing water out of, I have a water fountain for the cats, and he's taking his paw and throwing water all over the porcelain tiles. And I bought a mat to put under the fountain, but he's still getting water. And I have a towel, and he'll move the towel, and he's being really naughty.
All right, Carrie, 30 seconds is all we have time.
Okay. And this is just kind of a normal behavior with cats. Sometimes they want to agitate the water so they can see it better. So this might just be a behavioral thing, and it sounds like you're doing everything that you can to kind of prevent the mess.
Yeah, it's just water. It's kind of cute.
I know it's something they do. My cat does it too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you all for calling in. We'll do this again in a month. Carrie, thank you.
Good.
Thanks, Carrie. Great to see you.
Poppy, thank you.
Too.
Final check of your forecast coming up.
The ultimate mattress sale is on now at Ashley. We have truckloads of inventory in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Save $1,000 instantly on certain mattresses, plus interest-free financing for 5 years. All at Wisconsin's #1 mattress retailer, Ashley.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
It's the ultimate sale going on now at Ashley. We have 100 semi-loads of inventory in stock and ready to go with savings of up to 55% off. Plus, take a bonus 10% discount and interest-free financing for 5 years. Ashley, Wisconsin's #1 furniture and mattress retailer.
Tonight at 5, multiple phone threats called into Madison schools over the past 4 days, including a false report of a school shooting at a local elementary school. We speak with Police Chief Sean Barnes about where they are in the investigation. It's coming up next at 5.
When a local man lost close to $250,000 of his retirement savings to scammers, our Call for Action team helped recover every penny.
It does happen to a lot of people.
Leah Linscheid breaks down the steps to take so it doesn't happen to you. Sunday at 10.
Welcome back. Another final check of our 10-day forecast. We're still going to see some cloud cover for tomorrow. It'll be a little bit breezy as well, but a high of 42 degrees. It'll still feel quite nice outside on our Friday. Come Saturday, it is going to get, now I can say it, warm. I'd say it's a little bit warmer than mild out there for Saturday with a high of 60 degrees, but still watch out for those showers and thunderstorms. Some could be strong and a small chance to see a severe thunderstorm late in the day on Saturday. If that changes, we'll keep you updated with all the latest, but stay tuned. We'll be right back.
No. We'll take it from here. Thank you, Austin. Tomorrow, you're on Live before the Russian invasion of Ukraine has the world on edge.
We'll talk with a former Ukrainian resident now living in Cross Plains who still has relatives living there. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
The LINX device stops reflux by using magnets to strengthen the muscle at the end of the esophagus, and this prevents acid from flowing from the stomach back into the esophagus.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Test rest a Beauty Rest Black or Black Hybrid at Steinhoffel's, and you could win a 2-year lease to a 2022 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250. Enjoy the luxury and comfort of a Beauty Rest Black mattress and enjoy sleep like never before. Right now, Beauty Rest Queens start at just $399. Plus, with Steinhoffel's special 60-month financing and Steinhoffel's free delivery, you'll save even more. At Steinhoffel's, we take the guesswork out of buying a new mattress. Relax, it's Steinhoffel's.
Had enough? No. Arthritis. Here. Aspirin arthritis. Huh. Full prescription strength. Reduces inflammation. Thank the gods. Don't thank them too soon.
Kick pain in the Aspirin.
So with Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more?
Yeah, home, car, motorcycle, all bundled together. Just like that breakfast burrito.
So can I get chorizo?
Yeah, metaphorically, yeah.
Carnitas.
Just chicken. Just give me a bunch of chicken.
Oh, bacon?
Oh, wait, there isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sensitive palate.
I actually like hot sauce. Can I get chips?
How about guacamole?
I don't really know what we're talking about anymore.
Burritos.
Sure.
Okay.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
At Pick and Save, every free pickup order is picked fresh and packed with care, or we'll make it right. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Want great hires? Happy and productive employees? And a strong local economy for years to come? It all starts with affordable, high-quality child care for Wisconsin families. Partner with a child care program in your community and reach your shared goals together with a grant from Project Growth. See all the ways partnership pays at projectgrowth.wi.gov.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from reflux, please join us for our upcoming seminar on the LINX device, a new and innovative treatment to stop reflux.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
In today's Final Touch, we take you to the 26th annual Thailand Master Athletes Championship.
And one of the top sprinters at the event is Sawang Jampram. Proving age is just a number, Sawang is 102 years old. This year, he made the sprint of his life, finishing at 28.07 seconds in the 100-meter run and setting a new record yet again. He snatched more gold medals at the Seniors Games this year than he ever has. He joined the sporting event just 4 years ago, and his former teacher says the best part of it is performing new friendships. He is a former teacher. Twice a day for the week before the annual games, he and his 70-year-old daughter, who's also his coach, trained religiously at a sports stadium in their hometown. As Thailand's aging society grows, the number of participants at the elder age groups has also grown. He's 102.
There is your dose of inspiration for the day.
Absolutely. Congratulations. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.